I'm back. Sorry about that, guys, and thank you for waiting. I have been casting for a long time with no real big breaks, so I needed that bathroom break all kinds of bad. So thanks for sticking with me through it. But as we get less gross and more towards the game, it looks like they're debating servers? Because Neeb's playing from Korea. Major's arguing that he wants server preference. And I think this has a lot less to do with bettering his playstyle, a lot more like causing Neeb to maybe lag more. It's not a bad strategy, actually, against a good player like Neeb, but... shout out to Zombie Grub. She took care of some admin stuff for me too before she went to bed. So really awesome, and I'll have to thank her later. But yeah. Oh, what's this tweet? If you don't watch BaseTradeTV, I highly recommend it. Almost weekly, I enjoyed catching their high quality StarCraft 2 broadcasts. One of my faves. What a bay! This laser chicken guy is a cool dude. Thank you very much. Perfect timing. Digo909, thank you very much for the resub. I hope I didn't miss anything while I'm gone. Let me go refresh Twitch alerts and find out. It is my opinion Major is being a little bit of a baby about this, but he is exercising his right. It is a North American qualifier. We'll see what the admins roll on. It looks like right now they are saying like it favors Major being on Central opposed to Neeb being in Korea. I understand what Mo's trying to do. For those who don't know, like West Coast is going to mean that they both have a little bit of lag, but nobody's too laggy. Central means Major will probably have no lag, and Neeb will be the one who's lagging. So that's why he's making the argument for it. It's a fair point. It might seem a little underhanded to some, but it's actually part of, I would say, important strategy. But also, if it's in the rules, it's in the rules. I'm actually looking right now to see if it says anything about that on and just the Discord servers, observer rules. There's nothing on the challenge page about Central server or not, so I don't actually know what the call here is. But just so you guys know, the guy typing in chat, Monk, is the one who's the admin. He's like the head admin from Team Liquid for this. Major is, of course, Major, and the barcode, I believe, is Scarlet, and that's what they're all debating right now. Yo, are you guys using little squirt guns in chat? What is that? After listening to Rifkin's jokes, Nate, how you gonna do me like that? Panic Switch, how you gonna do me like that? Dang, guys. Feels bad, man. I really want to do Neeb Major, but if they're gonna spend all night arguing, yeah, Violet and Monster are ready to play on the other side. Oh, it looks like the Gauntlet guys may be casting that. Actually, let's go to the brackets for a moment. Let's take a small break from the fighting. And we're actually getting pretty close to the end of everything here, actually. Let me get rid of that. So, this is the match we're at. Excuse me. Still feeling pretty sick here towards the end of the qualifiers. My bad. But this is the match we're at. Winner of this plays winner of that. Winner of that plays Scarlet. So 1 best of 3, 2 best of 5s remain. So probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending how long these go.
I'm sexy.
Why did that do it double? Ah, I think I know why. I think I've fixed the double problem. Saw the dub just pied me in the face. Did anyone watch the video? Have any of you seen why I think that's so fucking funny now? Like, super NSFW, but absolutely hilarious to me. I guess the other match is going to have the same problems we're currently having. Korea versus server preference. So, not that my opinion matters. Okay, ignoring what MajOr is saying or what people agree with what the players are saying. I'm of the opinion it should always be fair and should always be middle ground when possible. And if no middle ground is possible, coin flip it. That's how we've always run our events. That's not how I'm not obviously whispering anyone. You can see my chats. I'm not saying that to anybody. Just personal thoughts on the matter would be like, regardless of who's playing, whether it's MajOr, Neeb, or a Bronze League player, I think it's really unfair to force people to play on unpreferable servers when there is a middle ground option. When it's Europe versus North America, and it sucks that you got a coin flip, okay, but looks like we're going to get into game here. So yeah, sorry for the delay, folks. But we're getting close to the end of this qualifier. This went on much longer than I thought it would, as I was not aware it was double elimination when I agreed to come on. But that's okay. We're getting through it. Shout out to Terminator 101, hyping the fuck out of mine and Zombie Grub's night. The $200 donation is super sick. The best part of it is knowing KeSPA doesn't get any of it, and it's all ours. So feels good, man. Thank you very much. Tomorrow morning, though, 10 a.m., we should be back with the European ones. And, you know, I gotta say, like, North American ones always get silly. Sometimes there's drama, whatever. The European ones always have some of the best quality play, though, in my opinion. And I'm really looking forward to see who does well over there. Crack in my neck. I am exhausted. How are you guys doing? Just me. She was only here for one. I thought I fixed the double subbing. I didn't. Damn it. Nice username. Hey, I know that guy. That's the guy that gets their VODs wrong all the time. Just kidding. What's up? Nice username. I love you, man. Hooray, let's base trade know. It's your 8-month anniversary. Dude, for those who don't know, nice username is the reason VODs on YouTube get on YouTube. So big shout outs to that guy. If you ever missed matches on the channel, he's the reason you're able to watch them later. People coming in saying I thought they weren't doing the KeSPA Cup. What happened? Well, you're about fucking 5 hours too late. The TLDR. Oops, this is best of 3, not best of 5. The TLDR is that I guess the Reddit post caught the attention and the ire. Oh my god, damn it. And anyways, they're not forcing revenue sharing now, so. Yay! I'm also unsure that they actually had any streamers ready to do this. It kind of felt like talking to the other streamers that are covering this, everybody got asked at the last second as well, so. I'm 100% on the side of Neeb for this, but it's not my call, so I'm trying not to say anything. But let's get out of the game. You guys can watch me rub my head. Excuse me. Yeah, I've been back. Watching drama unfold. LOL. Anyways, I don't know. What's up? How you guys doing? Y'all having a good night? You know what I could use right around now? Some fucking food. This has been my dinner. This sugar-free Red Bull. Sponsor me. It's almost gone though. I've been like sipping it. Trying desperately to sip it. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to wait. They're doing a bit of chatting. That'll be a little bit of time before I think we're ready to go. So yeah, we're just gonna sit through it and wait. I miss having face rig. That was a lot of fun. I wonder if I could set it up so I could have my camera be my co-caster. That would be weird. That would be really weird. The Bert338 just saved esports for 20 months. 20 years. 20 centuries? What? In a row? Awesome, dude. Shoutouts for being cool. Yo! Twitch just sent us our payment from like a couple months ago. Check out this ad revenue, boys. Nerdy hype. Okay, as we sit here very bored and waiting, hopefully something will begin soon. I'm not sure what's going on. Wait, please. There's a lot of like fighting going on over server preference. Good times. Good times. I love that when I started casting this morning, you could see the sun brightly coming in and cutting off my face. And now that we're at 9 o'clock at night, coming up on almost the 12th hour, it's just dark. Just can't see anything. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Here's my question for chat. Back in the era of like early video games, you had like Link, you had Mega Man, you had Mario. You know that era of video game heroes. So I'm not talking about new things, but like the old school guys. Who was your favorite? Because for me, it's got to be without a doubt Mega Man. All right, Mega Man was the coolest shit. I've actually got a can somewhere. There we go. You're not gonna be able to see it so well because it's on the windowsill. But that can is a Mega Man can of energy drink that I'm never gonna ever drink. But looks like we're finally in the lobby. Maybe we get to go play the game soon. Wouldn't that just be dandy? So reminder that this is a best of 3, not a best of 5. We're finally getting this party going. I'm not sure what server we're on. We're going to find out in a second. But this is the, I guess, semifinals for the losers brackets, leading into the finals, leading into the grand finals. So again, I thought it was 2 best of 5s. I was incorrect. This is a best of 3. Then there's one more best of 3. Then the best of 5 versus Scarlet grand finish. So, we're getting there. At any rate, welcome back to the cast. Ladies and gentlemen, the KeSPA Cup qualifiers continue. Spawning here on the bottom right side of Frost, we got the red Protoss Neeb. And in the upper left, it's the blue Terran MajOr. Now, someone is asking in poor English, Rifkin is handsome in USA? I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, I'm goddamn dashing. But I'm in Canada, not the USA. I then followed up by Rifkin needs a beard. Rifkin had a beard. I actually liked my beard. I gotta get another one. Just you wait and see. But, alright, so let's see what server we ended up on. Central. Okay, so this is unfavorable for Neeb. Not the biggest deal in the world, and I guess just how these games are gonna get played out. I would imagine, like, bare minimum tolerance would be, like, loser gets the server preference, or, like, you rotate it back and forth, but I think we're just probably gonna end up on Central all night. Truth be told, I do hope Neeb wins this, not because I got anything against Major or the kerfuffle that happened before this, or anything like that. I just think Neeb versus Violet or Neeb versus Masa is going to be a really awesome matchup. But if Major can win, I don't think we'll be too disappointed. The 5 remaining players in any combination of the two make for an excellent follow-up to this. Again, Violet versus Masa on the other side. Really big story behind Violet. He needs to qualify. Masa, I have no idea where he sits on points, but he is just a good player I'd like to see do well. But at any rate, I guess they were having the same debacle, but theirs got solved more amicably, as Violet is also in Korea currently. So I wonder if Neeb wins in Korea and Violet wins, does the follow-up go to Korea? I have no clue. I guess a lot of this gets lost with the terminology too, because we think North American qualifier, and I think it was like Set Guitars to Kill or someone on Twitter had tweeted saying like, you know, Code S player takes the foreigner spot only to go back to Korea, and it's kind of like, yeah, region locking maybe isn't working the way intended in that one regard, but maybe the rest of it. Slick Names is BaseTradeTV. Notice me, senpai. I'll tell you what, I noticed everyone except you. Who are you? Slick what now? Whose name? I don't know. Dude, Metal Gear. Okay, I guess I can accept Metal Gear. Metal Gear was like definitely from that era of video games. Some people saying Samus. Simon Belmont. Hell yeah. Castlevania, motherfuckers. But anyways, less on the topic I brought up 3 minutes ago, and more on the game at hand. Major's going for a pretty normal opening, but it does come with a faster CC attached to it. So with the Widowmine, it's not so much a drop as it is just, we'll call it preparation. You can either walk this across the map or you can just use it defensively. And I imagine putting this around the command center, catching potential oracles, probably the best thing he could do. Wait, did that just die? Oh, I guess it did, yeah. that looked weird because the transfer almost went off and I was like really confused about whether that actually hit the adept or not. But I guess it got a square on hit, so not bad. Keeps Neeb from getting scouting, but also keeps him from poking his mineral line. Got a follow-up of a Cyclone out of Major. What's going to be kind of nice about this is the Cyclone is a good catch-all for the early game. Warp Prism, Mothership Core coming with pylons, you name it, it's going to stop it. Neeb, however, is not messing around with Adepts and a Warp Prism like he conventionally does. He's actually going for Blink. Now, if this is any other map, with the exception of maybe Galactic Process, you could question whether Blink is going to be effective or not, but I mean, this is a map where we've seen Blink all-ins work. Also, what am I going to be trying to shut down? Any sort of third action, so Neeb may lose a probe if he puts it down there. Protoss have been taking faster thirds, but I don't know that he's necessarily going to go back there. Major might be guessing this base instead of this base because it is cross spawns, but we'll see what happens when it gets to it. The Observer going to fly across the map, try and see anything it can. Major might scan for it. Major's actually really good at catching cloaked units. I've seen it for years casting him in StarCraft through all of his various name changes. He's really one to get caught off guard. Rest in peace. That's the rest of the Red Bull, guys. So hope it lasts for another hour. But okay. Looks like despite this Widowmine, the Nexus still gets up, and the Observer should make this, yeah, easily dealt with. A little bit oversaturated, but that's just because he's waiting to transfer. The Warp Prism comes out next, and we'll see how dedicated he gets. Neeb didn't throw down a shit ton of gateways. Like, he took a Nexus. So this is still not something that's super all-in, and a little bit conserved. Conservative? Preserved? Reserved. That's the word. But as he moves out, he'll find that Major has more than enough, I think, to deal with the initial Stalker force. Stim's not done. Kind of sucks. Ooh. If that got a lock on the Warp Prism, that could have been different. He wouldn't have killed it, but still would have been nice. Stalker's going to eat some tank fire right off the bat. Kabloom! And he should probably back away before taking too much more damage. He's training out for a Marine or two. Neeb's actually accepting the hits of those tanks. He's just eating that tank, and I'm not sure why. Observer gets scanned, but it's only one. There's another Observer here as well. Let's not forget that Warp Prism also provides high ground vision. Command Center going to be pushed back because this is a little bit more of a freebie than fighting around a tank. But with Stim still not done, these Stalkers really do get the advantage. Unfortunately, with that Observer being picked off, once again, loses the high ground vision. He might just go up to the main. Everything's set up. Oh, if he gets Stim, that'd be massive. He's going to go for the Command Center. A pick off on the third CC is a pretty big deal. Getting Stim pack would be 2. If he focuses the Tech Lab, he might get Combat Shields, which isn't bad, but he can also get Stim. If he gets Major Stim, that's huge. Stim and Combat Shields both denied. Third Command Center killed and obliterated, and he's going to pick up the tank on the way out. Neeb says, you know what, Major? I might be playing on a laggy server, but I can still take the likes of you. Game 1 goes to Neeb. Sorry, didn't get a chance to mute, but okay. It is what it is. We'll wait for map number 2 to come up, guys. Sorry to hit you with another break, but here's some ads, and we'll see you soon. Hey, we're back. It took a little while to get the lobby up, but looks like we're getting into it. It's Neeb versus Major still continuing on. Galactic Process being the second map choice. And I would like to thank you guys for watching those commercials. It means a lot to me. It really does. Started casting at 10 a.m. this morning. It's 9 p.m. I was expecting to play a bunch of World of Warcraft today, so it feels bad not getting my dailies done, man. But oh well. Good StarCraft is still #1 priority. Although I do love myself some WoW. I've really enjoyed Legion a lot, actually, and I will say, as much as at least the Legion app on the phone has allowed me to do the stupid Garrison Order Hall quests while we've been casting, so I don't have to log on to WoW. So I got at least that much going for me. But anyways, Galactic Process, map number 2. Let's just hop into the lobby. To quote Nathanius in chat, based God Neeb, Kriegasm! Yeah, it's cool watching Neeb do things right, because when he does it right, he does it really right. I do wonder, though, if there's that little bit of extra fire under his feet right now with the whole Major debacle leading into this. We are, once again, on Central by the looks of things. So spawning... Oh, I have 100 FPS? What the fuck? Spawning in the top right corner of the map. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Ting's own Red Protoss Neeb. His opponent in the bottom left, he's blue. He comes from Mexico. It's Major. Now, whatever you guys want to say, I know there's been a lot of discussion in chat about the whole discussion these guys had about servers. Whatever you want to say about Major, objectively speaking, he's not in the wrong. I personally don't agree with the idea of the tournament rules forcing Central. I think that you should force players to play on middle ground no matter what the case is, but regardless of the fact, he's not wrong in saying the rules should be upheld. It's the same for every other WCS event, etc., etc. I do want to make it clear that personally, I do side on Neeb, but from like a rule-keeping standpoint, Major, I think, is in the right for this. Either way, I just love that Neeb showing it doesn't really matter. If he's got a lag, he's got a lag. He'll still tear right through you. And the scary thing is Galactic Process is not a lot different than, for example, Frost, or more importantly, Major's opening. I guess thinking back on every game that we've cast a Major so far today, and every matchup, he's been going for faster third CCs. And if that's going to be a consistency, if that's going to be a case made in every game, Neeb could justify Blink Stalkers every single time. And if it doesn't kill the Command Center like we just saw, it will at the very least push like the third back. You're not going to take it easily as a Terran, and you will be behind economically. But I can't imagine Major is going to play complacent this time around. Like, he's already going for a Reaper. He's going to try and get across the map, scout what's going on. And if I had to guess, it's going to be less of a Widowmine at home and more of a Widowmine across the map. But we'll see what he wants to go with, as no second barracks was plopped down. Factory comes up pretty darn quick, actually. Major has actually done a couple of moves, too, where he'll go... Like, it was against... Oh, my brain is at a loss right now. He'll do Hellions from time to time, though, and do some cool things with these openers versus Protoss. Not Mass Hellion, or not Mech, but like one Hellion even alone. Kind of nice. Regardless, we'll see in a moment whether there's a fast medevac. I actually see a very quick engineering bay coming down, and it's blocking some minerals. I'm still not convinced that this is worth it. We see so many Terrans in Korea doing this. It's hard to say they would do it if it was all bad, but just the amount of dedication to we'll say like you cancel this, you still get like 100 minerals back, but like the dedication to building this just doesn't seem that worth it, especially with how easily it's torn down. Arrogance in chat teasing me, no Surmer World Quests for you. Well, luckily, earlier on the stream, I get to do all my Surmer World Quests. So, I don't have to wait till tomorrow's dailies when we're doing the KeSPA Cup again to miss out on the Surmer quests. Nathanius, don't you know, Rifkin? There's at least 10 people in here who think you're a piece of bleep for being tired after only casting for 10 hours. Well, those 10 people can refer to my Twitter, because I don't give a good gosh darn. I enjoy watching StarCraft. I may not be the best at talking about it, but if I can bring you a high-quality broadcast where other people can enjoy it with me, then I'm plenty happy and satisfied. There's that one Hellion I was speaking of, by the way. Again, not that I know what I'm talking about or anything. But the big thing about that Hellion is it actually comes up here, sees the Stargate as well. Yeah, the Oracle actually comes back to deal with it. Because if you ignore this Hellion, it can get a large amount of probe kills, already up to 2. Pays for the Hellion. Engineering base still hasn't been cleaned up. Burned a lot of the Oracle energy. Well, Neeb's going for a second Oracle. Major has that Cyclone. He's got a good chunk of Marines. I don't imagine Neeb's actually going to get much done with the Oracles. Revelations and maybe a couple Stasis Traps. Cool, but I don't think it's going to be 30 SCVs killed anytime soon. Rifkin went Tom Hardy Bane there? Yes. I lived in the darkness. I can't even do it. I'm so tired. I should get Nate in chat. That guy's really good at doing that one. Anyways, enough about Nathanius. God, you got a crush on you or something? No, I don't even... Backa. It's not like I like you or anything. The setup for Neeb's pretty fine. Major did nothing to really deny a third. There was no Widowmine drop. The Hellion was a little bit cute. Got some scouting. Oh, but 2 Cyclones. Am I watching Major or am I watching Bunny? Whoa! What? Has this always been a thing? Revelation on this is massive. Are you kidding me? Okay, anyways. It looks stupid. It looks silly. It looks awesome. But as stated, the Oracles are not going to really be able to get too much done. I think Revelation is heavily undervalued by the casual StarCraft 2 viewer, because for Neeb to have constantly like 1 minute of vision at a time on the entire army of Major, he can't split up, he can't hide it, he can't cleanse it. It's a pretty big deal. In context, like, okay, Terran can scan anywhere, but it only lasts for like 10 seconds. I'm not trying to make a balance point here, guys. I'm just saying that's how good Revelation is. Good. But lots of Marines were left in the mineral line. 2 Oracles could actually take these on. They don't have combat shields yet, as long as they're split up like this. But Neeb not wanting to dedicate too much to the Oracles. Already a little bit low, so flies on out of there. Cyclone's also looking to get a hit if they can catch them. Lock-on is a hell of a nice thing. The third base set up for him. Major's just got his third base down, set up, and good to go. And I guess this game ends up being a little bit slower than expected. I really thought Major was going to get aggressive, but it looks like Neeb's the one who's going to turn on the pressure. He throws down the Dark Shrine, and that's whatever. Honestly, it's probably going to be for Archons. We're consistently seeing this. It's a little bit less gas, a little bit more minerals, so thus a little more cost efficient to build Dark Shrine for Archons than, say, High Templar. I do miss the days of seeing Protoss go for Storm, but we don't have Storm coming up anytime soon. The Archons will be nice. Paired up with that +1 weapons, lots of playing Stalkers, Neeb is going to have a really, really nice army. But the question is, can Major pull them apart? Because the best thing Terran's going to have going for them at this point is ideally lots of drops and mobility around the map. You know, I think since Heart of the Swarm with the whole Colossus dynamic established, you're generally seeing 4 to 6 medevacs at most at any point in the game for Terran. Then they go into Liberator production and focus on it. If Major can use these medevacs well, I can see him getting some damage done to Neeb. But Neeb has, for a very long time, been very good at splitting his defenses. Not under-dedicating, not over-dedicating, always having exactly the right amount of Stalkers plus an overcharge or whatever to stop a drop. But he doesn't see this coming, and I think that's a big problem. The Phoenix will run into this, awkwardly enough, and actually get a shot or two, maybe? Nah. He's just gonna take down the rocks for the time being. Neeb should see this. He sees the rocks being attacked, so he's gonna bring some units back. Depth goes to the other side of the map. It gets to the mineral line. That's something that it can't be ignored. With +1 weapons, they only take 2 shots to kill the SCVs now, so those will go down pretty quick. But that's also cleaned up very quick. Attack comes into this side of the base. Neeb was almost ready to defend. I think he was still looking towards that south location, but with Guardian's Shield and these Stalkers, it's going to be a little too much to deal with. Coming back for round 2 of those Adepts, though, hoping Major's left the base. That's not the case. It's a race. And pulls on back out of there. Medevac's actually going to chase against this, though. And if he can get that Warp Prism, that's going to be massive. But if he has the Marines segmented like this, he might not get a chance. Does pick off the Warp Prism, though. 5 workers went down, but for the cost of a Warp Prism and all those Adepts. Meanwhile, Immortals on Q. 4th base coming up for Neeb. Major's done pretty standard stuff as Terran, though. The only thing I would say he's missing is a 2nd starport, but he doesn't really have the money for that just yet, so that'll come in due time. The armory's on the way. He's going for Widow Mines, interestingly enough. There's actually a good amount of them, too. I like chat. Those rocks had nowhere to go. You've been revealed. That was massive, right? That was crazy. Anyways, the Widow Mines are going to be problematic because Neeb doesn't actually have ample detection. I'm not sure where those Oracles went. Looks like they both died at this point, so he has to rely on observers. Cancels that 4th. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But Guardian Shield's going to go up and he's going to try and take the fight. The high ground vision was actually working against him there for a moment, and the Widow Mines get those shots off. Didn't see those coming. Force fields go down, though. He's going to try and still take a fight with this army. There's one more Widow Mine. If it goes off, it kills at least 5 units. But as pointed out, Neeb never over-dedicates to one place too hard. He left a good chunk of his army over here anticipating Major running forward, and that's what Major was trying to do. Big attack in the north, attack on the other side. We do have a Ghost Academy coming up, but Ghost Academy might or might not be the right answer. On one hand, you can argue EMPs are never going to be bad. EMPs are always going to be great. But against Colossus, not going to be necessarily the preference here. Trying to use the high ground for him, but with Liberators providing the air vision, he's not going to get that vision, that blocker that this smoke's supposed to provide. I'm not sure if he'll transfer into this. I hope he does, and if he does, it's just to soak the shots so he can get underneath those Liberators, but one shot shy kills them both. Widow Mines pop off, but Neeb's still got a big enough and a strong enough army to push through. I do need to draw attention to upgrades, too. While that's kind of fallen off for prioritizing this game, Major's armory was kind of late, so +2 weapons started late. Neeb, on the other hand, is finishing up +2 armor and moving on to +3 weapons. That's going to benefit the Colossus a lot. When you're working around things like disruptors and other things, you don't really need to put a lot of emphasis on those upgrades, but Colossus do need some raw damage. They do need some upgrades put into them. And Colossus are a weird response to Liberators sometimes, because you think, oh, Liberator's going to Shrek Colossus, why bother going Colossus? But the way they force fights forces Liberators to siege up not so freely. Neeb's got the cool Purifier Colossus. There you go. Legacy of the Void Collector's Edition. All that good stuff. Man, Cyclones are weak. That Adept got a half health, 101. Scan on the right side, though, should have revealed what was coming. He's got a couple units here, but these will at best buy time. I do want to draw attention to the Ghost coming out once again. There's nothing here on the front lines, but while there's nothing to really snipe with said Ghost, EMPs are going to be a big deal. You take away the energy from the Sentries, no Guardian Shields. You get an EMP on the Colossus, boom, that's their shields gone. But Neeb's sitting on a lot of workers, so is Major. Their overall supplies, nice. They're capping out. Neeb's upgrades are better, though, and if Major doesn't hit at a time soon, it's actually going to be like 3-2 versus 2-1 by the looks of it. Alright, scans over here. Liberators, I don't believe, have range. No, they don't. So he's actually going to blink in and pick up 2 of them pretty quickly. It's going to cost him a lot of the Stalkers as the EMP goes off. Widow Mines are there, too. He can't really push forward into this. He's going to take massive damage, or terrible, terrible damage. Thank you, Egon Stitman, for reminding me of that phrase. Missed Opportunities has so many great Easter eggs, by the way. Even if you don't normally play co-op, guys, I would recommend just for Missed Opportunities. They've got some really good references in there. But Neeb did take the 4th here. Going to try and take his 5th back where that 4th was earlier. MajOr doesn't really want to push into the choke. Neeb doesn't want to push up the choke, especially with the Liberator there. So, bit of an awkward standstill. Curious to see if we're going to see Neeb transfer into... Oh, he did that on purpose, eating all the Widow Mines. I'm really curious if Neeb's going to start transferring into air at some point, though. I don't mean more Oracles, but more so things like Tempests. MajOr's going to try and put some turrets down. I actually kind of like that idea. They will shoot the Colossus. The Colossus has got the range to not give a flying gosh darn. EMP hits, but that's okay. Neeb can walk away. Regenerate those shields out of combat. I think it's like 10 seconds out of combat. Protoss shields start ticking like crazy quick. Oh god, guys. I don't know if I got the rest of the tournament in me. I'm so dead at this point. Every time you hear me abruptly stop talking, it's because I'm like muting quickly to cough my lungs out. We do have the Fleet Beacon on the way, however. Another Stargate comes down. It looks like we are thinking about Tempest, Neeb that is. I like that he hasn't really dedicated too heavily to Colossus. I actually feel like if Neeb ended up he's killing his own army, not a mistake, needs supply. But I was going to say, if Neeb actually went like 5 to 8 Colossus, that'd be too much. It would actually be a huge waste of supply, and he wouldn't have the manageable units to work around said Colossus to support them. So the concern is, Tempests are pretty supply heavy. So are Colossus. He can't exactly have a lot of both, but a little bit of each is a nice compliment. Colossus, as we can see too, just melting that Bioforce. But he's got to be careful how much he walks forward. EMP comes down once again. But those Liberators are too much trouble. He's got to back away from this. Colossus is going to take some serious hits. He's going to break down the rocks so he doesn't have to get stumbled through this so awkwardly again. But really, there's no great answer until those Tempests come in play. He needs the range advantage to push those back and shoot them away. Colossus tentative to come in. They're eating one of the shots here, and that Liberator gets a little bit awkward. That Bioforce can easily be squashed if MajOr comes in, but the Colossus aren't backing away, so they take some hits from the Marauders. Pushing that Bio back, though, once again, and the EMP hits nothing. A bit of panic out of MajOr, perhaps, but Neeb doesn't have enough anti-air to keep pressing the issue. He's running out of Stalkers, and there's too many Liberators. But at the same time, this may be something Neeb wanted. Going back to the fact that he needs supply. Scans over here to see if Neeb's getting ahead of him. MajOr, of course, took that gold base. It's a planetary, and it's a base worth keeping. Revelation comes down. This Oracle becomes one of the most important mechanics in Neeb's army. Say mechanics, mechanical parts, cog in the wheel, whatever you want to call it. Point is, he needs that Revelation so the Tempest can get the shots off. They, unfortunately, do not have the vision to get those free hits the way he wants. Zombie Grub has, in fact, been permanently banned from this room. Confirmed. You guys in chat think she's joking, but totes my goats for realsies. The attack does come in, so it looks like MajOr wants to push in. He's done a good job gapping those upgrades, but Guardian Shield is not helping much with the Liberators, cutting out some of that bio damage. But if Neeb had like 3 Adepts to the south or some sort of counterattack going on, this might be massive. However, pushing into this planetary is kind of out of the question, especially with Liberators covering it. But those Tempests have done a great job. Neeb's moving on to Storm. This is looking better and better for Neeb, guys. MajOr was actually relying pretty heavily on this gold base economy, but Revelation lets these Tempests reach out to those Liberators. And when they get a couple of shots here and there on the Adepts, they're not killing the important units. They're not able to engage these Tempests. And right now, terrain is MajOr's biggest enemy. Hypothetically, he could just stim forward and pick off the Tempest, but then they just walk away. And it's not a problem. Big attack on this side, though. Didn't see these drops come in, and neither did Neeb. So he's kind of a little off guard as he segments some of his army back, but not all of his army. He's left Colossus on the front line with these Tempests, and he's still picking away at the very important part of MajOr's army, those Liberators. Colossus might go down here if he's not careful. Kind of A-moving, but the Stalkers blink forward, picking off that Medevac, picking off the Marauders. MajOr bleeding out his army, but did he just get all the Tempests when this goes on? No, it was just 1 Tempest left behind. Still 5 with the army. The Liberators, of course, take a long time to kill a Tempest. Feels bad, man. Mostly Marauders on the ground. Almost no Marines in comparison for MajOr. He might be 28 Marauders deep, but that's no good if he can't shoot these Tempests. Oh, this is so sick. We also have Storm completed now. Templars have 5 of them with energy. I mean, Marauders can take a Storm or 2, but not 5. Definitely not 5. He's going to focus down that planetary. It dies. Look at those Storms that come in. He catches the Marines. He gets the Marauders. MajOr's army is falling apart and down to half the army supply, that of Neeb. I think he's done it. GG, ladies and gentlemen. Neeb doesn't need a West Coast server to teach a Terran that he's still Protoss. That was really lame. That sounds so much cooler in my head before I said it. Although, in fairness, things in my head last for about like 1 microsecond before they leave my mouth. Anyways, congratulations to Neeb. He'll move on to the losers bracket finals or semifinals of the overall tournament if you want to look at it like that, as that was only a best of 3. The next match, also a best of 3, goes on to fight against Violet. Ooh. And then the winner of that plays against Scarlet. So best of 3, best of 5. We'll see if I can last. I'm so drained, guys. Go to commercial break, though. See you soon.